Before he was the UFC's golden boy, beating people up and choking them out, Bo Nickal was a really good college wrestler. A 3-time NCAA champ and a Hodge Trophy winner, awarded to the best Division I college wrestler. You can make the case that Bo was one of the greatest college wrestlers of the modern era. Bo was, and still is, a freak athlete, combining brute strength, power, and explosiveness with cat-like agility and exceptional technique. He was great in all aspects of the game and had a special affinity for finding a way to put guys on their backs and pin them. Bo won the Shales Award, given to the best collegiate pinner in both his junior and senior years. I mean, anyone who can elicit this type of emotional reaction out of the famously stoic Cael Sanderson is doing something special. In this video, we'll analyze Bo's 2019 NCAA championship run, which was his final college wrestling season. Let's start with his first round match. First of all, I appreciate ESPN's attention to detail on the color of Laird's singlet. Bo goes right collar tie, steps his right leg back, drops to the lead knee, and goes for the cross ankle pick. Laird manages to step out in this case. Next, we have some counter offense, which Penn State wrestlers in particular always seem to excel at. The opponent shoots, Bo stuffs it, circles right with head control to get an angle, gets behind the hamstring, possibly threatens a near side cradle, then circles behind and finishes the takedown. The cradle threat puts the opponent in a situation where he wants to elongate his spine to get his head and knee apart, which results in a concession of the takedown. The your money or your life concept at work. Here's where things get interesting. Bo attacks a high crotch, attempts to switch off to a double, builds to his feet on the single, feels the opponent's headlock control, and actually gives him the underhook while taking a club grip. These grips give the opponent the tools to attempt a flying cement job, which Bo anticipates and counters brilliantly. Taking a step back, here's what the move looks like when executed successfully. The idea is that the wrestler with the headlock will roll to their back while maintaining the headlock and underhook. Use a leg hook to help elevate and rotate the opponent overhead or to the headlock side, hip heist on top, and use the head control and underhook to keep the opponent on their back. Here's another example of the move from the recent 2023 NCAA championships. So back to Bo. Instead of waiting for the opponent to roll him overhead or to Bo's left, Bo anticipates the move, posts on his left hand and right elbow, and cartwheels right, past the leg hook and into a perpendicular position. Once there, the opponent's upper body controls, the headlock and underhook, become not only useless, but liabilities. Bo's right arm club grip that he got earlier becomes a very effective crossface that prevents the opponent from turning in to get off his back. From here, Bo works the wrist ride and threads a bar to try to turn the opponent to his back. Bo then pushes himself to his feet, circles towards the side, finds space for an underhook, gets head control, runs a cement job or cow catcher, and sticks him. This disengaging tactic from the top position is something Bo uses a lot to help set up pins, and something we'll see him do a few more times in this video. Bo's teammate Jason Nolf also used the same disengaging tactic to lock up near side cradles and cement mixers. Onward to match 2. So this opponent, Josh Hokett from Fresno State, who by the way also played running back for Fresno State's football team, comes out guns blazing, which is a risky tactic against a savvy upper body thrower like Bo. Opponent grabs double overhooks and looks for an outside trip, but before he can hook Bo's left leg, Bo pivots right and uses the momentum to rotate him to the ground for the takedown. Here's what that outside trip throw looks like when done successfully from Mr. Nickal himself. A few other examples. Just like when Bo countered the flying cement job in match 1, the key to Bo's counter is anticipation. As the opponent initiates the attack, Bo is pivoting and using the upper body grips to his advantage. The opponent's leg hook attempt also results in him conceding the inside hip position, giving Bo the ability to block his hips as he pivots through the throw. Less than a minute later, the opponent tries the same thing, and this time it goes even worse for him. Bo takes the offered left side underhook, sets his feet, pivots, wins the inside hip space, and launches the opponent to his back. Bo gets a good bite on the far arm this time and keeps the control as he pivots, which helps rotate the opponent's upper body and off-balance him. Once on the mat, Bo's left underhook becomes a tight waist, limiting the opponent's hip mobility. Here's another flying cement job attempt and yet another cartwheel counter. Opponent shoots a nice low single, Bo controls both ankles, rolls to his left hip, and uses his right foot to push the opponent's armpit and break his grip on Bo's leg. Just like we saw in match 1, Bo disengages, gives the opponent some space, and this time looks for the near side cradle. He then circles to the front, slips his left arm through the opponent's armpit space, grips his own right arm, which is controlling the head, and puts a significant amount of stress on the opponent's neck, forcing him to his back. This move is called a quarter Nelson, and it is nasty. After 2 first period pins, we go to the quarterfinals. Bo goes cross ankle pick, immediately bails on the collar tie, transitions to a single, and collects the far ankle. One thing you'll see from the Penn State guys especially is that they use the ankle pick both as a takedown itself, but also as an entry into singles and doubles. Nice looking fireman's carry here. Right side elbow tie, changes levels to get underneath, hooks the leg, drops to his right hip while maintaining the arm and leg control, and circles behind to get the takedown. One-on-one wrist ride, pulls the wrist behind the opponent's back, called a hammerlock. Gets a shallow half Nelson on the left, sags his weight right, and gets 2 near fall points. This hammerlock half Nelson combo is a Bo specialty. Josh Humphreys hit it at NCAAs this year too. Gets to the front headlock position with the left underhook in, pulls the underhook out, circles left, and his right hand hooks behind the opponent's right tricep. Disengages, looking for a pinning opportunity, but the opponent here does a good job keeping his elbows in and denying space for an underhook. With less than 10 seconds left, Bo attacks a double, switches off to a single, and collects the far ankle. Into the semifinals, and welcome to the Bo Nickal front headlock clinic. Opponent attacks a double, Bo sprawls, gets a left chin strap grip, circles right, grabs the hamstring, and circles behind to secure the takedown. Let's unpack this a bit. First, notice how Bo down blocks with his left arm to win the inside space, which he can then easily convert to head control. Second, notice how he pulls the head as he circles right to force the opponent to put weight onto his hands. Getting past the opponent's left arm in this case is crucial for a successful go behind. Third, notice how Bo's head position by the armpit helps further control the opponent's left arm. Forcing weight to the opponent's hands with the head pull in motion, plus Bo's head position blocking the back of the opponent's arm, give Bo an unrestricted path to the back. Similar situation here. Down blocks on both sides, left arm controls the head, and right hand dives for the hamstring. Again, the head control in motion force weight to the opponent's arms as Bo circles past the opponent's left arm. Another one. Left arm down block, head and hamstring control, weight to hands, head position helps block the opponent's left arm and gets behind. The head and hamstring control also give Bo a cradle threat, which the opponent likely recognizes. To prevent the cradle in this situation usually means conceding the takedown, a dilemma with one choice less bad than the other. Here's an example of the go behind where Bo does lock up the cradle. And here we go again, the old disengagement tactic. Looks for a near side cradle, then changes course and goes cross face far side cradle. Takes him to his back, controls the hip with his right leg, then moves his head and chest away to create some space for the opponent's left shoulder to touch the mat. We have reached the finals. This will unfortunately be a bit anticlimactic as there wasn't much action in this match. At the end of the first period, Bo goes collar tie tap to high crotch, comes up to the body, tries hooking the far leg, then eventually settles for the ankle hook mat return, one of my favorites. Fast forward to the last minute of the match. Moore hits a really nice duck under, but overshoots it a bit and gives Bo the time and space to turn in and prevent the takedown. There's 30 seconds left and Bo is up 3-1. Knowing the opponent will need to shoot, Bo anticipates the attack, redirects the opponent with a little shuck, sprawls and cuts the corner right while controlling the head and obtains ankle control. He then locks his hands and cinches a near side cradle to secure the takedown. The clock runs out from here, but let's go back to a match these two had earlier in the season where they got into a similar situation. Here, Bo cinches the same near side cradle, but one notable difference is that Bo gets his head into the opponent's armpit space in this one. This control, think of it like an underhook with your head, allows Bo to generate significant upper body rotation as he gets to his feet and drives into the opponent. Contrast that with the position from the finals, where the opponent's near side arm is around Bo's leg, and Bo's ability to generate upper body torque is significantly reduced. What's our takeaway from studying Bo Nickal? What makes him so good? Sure, he's a great athlete with fantastic technique who trained at one of, if not the best wrestling programs in the country. But I think a big part of his success is also his approach. That is, an approach where he is constantly looking for opportunities to turn guys, rack up back points, and ultimately get the pin. There's a line in the movie Glengarry Glen Ross where Alec Baldwin says,
A, B, C. A always B, B, C closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
The idea is that focusing on an end goal can help guide your actions, and all the actions you take can become a means to that end. Want to be more like Bo? Start looking for opportunities to turn guys at all times. Legendary pinner Wade Shales refers to pinning as an extension of takedowns, reversals, and riding, and not a standalone skill. In other words, always be pinning. That will do it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you'd like to support my work, check out the links to Patreon and YouTube memberships below. Take care.